Hello, everybody. This is Grace with Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the newcomer. And to those of you returning, welcome back. Your presence is valued and you are appreciated. So this next podcast episode is going to be informative, is going to be a moment of sharing. It's also going to be an opportunity to gain wisdom and to make better choices. Now, I was guided to title this episode, How I Escaped Human Trafficking. Yes, you heard it right. Confirmation. How I escaped human trafficking. Now, human trafficking is a lot more common than we believe. One of the reasons it is overlooked in certain cultures is because people regard their hardships as far as them believing it's okay to step on other people's heads in order to get ahead. Prioritizing their lives, their families' lives, more than a fellow human being. And so it is casually practiced. Now, some of you are in denial as I speak. But as you continue to listen to today's episode, you will realize how heavily it is being practiced and how ironically confirmation we take it as the norm. That's what everyone does, quote unquote. I would like to begin with the definition of human trafficking. Human trafficking is the trade of humans for the purpose of forced labor, sexual slavery, or commercial sexual exploitations for the trafficker or others. For those of you that are still in shock, I'll be so kind to repeat what the definition is. The trade of humans for the purpose of forced labor, sexual slavery, or commercial sexual exploitations for the trafficker or others. Now, I want to introduce or reintroduce the term organized crime. Criminal activities that are planned and controlled by groups and carried out on a large scale. I know that's hitting someone out there. I'm going to repeat that. And so it makes an imprint. So as you engage with others, you will embrace wisdom and not be someone that can be prosecuted. Organized crime. Criminal activities that are planned and controlled by groups and carried out on a large scale. Now, this is when it gets more interesting. Those of you that say, that's not my business. He's not doing it to me. I don't even like her. But carry on with the lies. Play along with the game. Chuckle. Crack jokes. Get paid hush money. Confirmation. Receive promises of more to come. Yeah. You are an accomplice. All right. And those of you that don't know the definition, a person who helps another commit a crime. Today's tip: do not get caught up being an accomplice. I find some humor in this because as I read it from my index card, this in particular, because I got definitions from Google, this word in particular, I copied the definition that was made available. But the tip that I included, which is do not get caught up being an accomplice, was not written that way. And I think that's a sign, because that is the divine plan. Because instead of writing, do not get caught up being an accomplice, on this index card, it says, do get caught up being an accomplice. To me, That's relating the message that karma will be served. Because a lot of you who participated are praying to every God you ever heard of. Not around your Christian friends, though. Right? In your basements, in your closets, with your candles, right? Oh, please don't let me get caught up. Yo, I don't even have papers. I don't know why I got into this. Why did I get into this? Who knew she would be able to defend herself? I just was trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Ain't that right? Y'all don't want to get caught up. But karma says you will. Oh, for sure. For sure. Okay? Did I say for sure? No, for sure. All right. If you were an accomplice, you're going to get what's coming. Because as I read earlier, this was an organized crime. Criminal activities that are planned and controlled by groups and carried out on a large scale. Those of you that lied for Judas. Am I right? Palantino restaurant? That part. Did your jaw drop yet? Do you have the strength to pick it up yet? Are you crying to Jesus yet? Now, let's not pretend that the powers that be ain't paying attention. This goes for you too, Lord of Hill. Everyone that participated, I want to make myself clear. As much as you want to erase it from your memory. No, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Oh my goodness, I didn't do it. What happened was, I don't know. I should have never let him come live here. I didn't know he was going to put me in all this mess. Oh my goodness, I have kids. What am I going to do? Yeah. That's what an accomplice sounds like. How about that channeling? Now, y'all thought y'all were the big dogs, right? That it was all jokes. That my life didn't matter. And now, You are looking for sympathy. You are begging for forgiveness. You want us to change the subject. But as this planet resets, you will be the examples. This was shared with you in 2020. You would be made examples for attacking, unjustly attacking a child of God. Favored enough to be chosen. Protected enough to be given prophetic word. Y'all didn't have time for that though. Y'all was busy getting high, laughing, celebrating. Oh, she need to shut up. We won. It's all us against her. What's she gonna do? Who gonna believe her? How's she gonna fight all of us? Who's gonna tell on us? All of us have hush money. Ain't that right? But y'all Christian hypocrites forgot to say, what about God? You see where you slipped? What about God? Isn't he the one y'all serve? What about God? Isn't that sinful nature low in vibration? Is this something that you want your church friends to know about? Kind of too late, ain't it? I said it's kind of too late, ain't it? Now, let me give y'all a rundown for those of y'all that think that y'all could treat people any kind of way. Yo, I heard him say it himself when he spoke to his cousin in Canada who called him. Yeah, I got married. You know I'm getting things together. You need to find you a girl and get married. That's how you do it. That's how you do things. Right? Fraudulent marriages. Illegal fraudulent marriages. Right? As a matter of fact, it's so acceptable in the minds of the ignorant that was when I was at one of the homes of the quote unquote in-laws in Lauderhill. It was proposed that I have a granddaughter, you can marry her. She's your cousin, but you can marry her. Is that something that's legal? In fact, isn't that incest? In fact, aren't you gossiping, attacking, minimizing someone that has done no harm to you? Someone that has not committed crimes like you. Someone that does not have bad karma like you. You see, as you prepare your foods and say your curse words, God was watching. As you prepared your drinks and served them chill, God was watching. As you poisoned me and my child, God was watching. How do you live with yourself? I believe he was 9. Demon, he was 9. Y'all thought God wasn't gonna stomp you? Isn't that what you are witnessing? Did you come for the wrong one? Child, you will regret what you did till the last breath you take. If you hear my confidence, it's because it's prophetic word. All of you human traffickers will regret it till the last breath you take. Let me remind you, this ain't the bush. We have laws here that you must abide by. And if you're not civil enough to present and behave in a manner that does not endanger society, you must go to the bush. Wait on it. How I escaped human trafficking. Those of you who are on listeners with clean hands. Was through my gift of revelation. God saved me. When I asked him why. He said, I used you because you are a teacher. I used you because you have to experience what you will teach. What you experienced was a class. Your victory is your graduation. Those demons are your footstool. You will share how you healed. Your story will carry you. And bring abundance for the rest of your days. Now, this was in 2019 that I was notified that I was to write a book and it would be about healing. And the fact that I wasn't aware I was surrounded by beasts my interpretation gave me an understanding. It would be healing from previous traumas. I did not know what was ahead of me, which was uncovering the details, the deceit, those being unmasked, the death spells, the revelations of me and my child being hunted down. As a matter of fact, every time they put effort in sacrificing me, I saw it in a dream or a vision. Other times that they planned to sacrifice me, not only spiritually, not only mentally, but physically, entrapping me to be exposed to gang rape. I escaped that hit through a revelation that was given to me by the Holy of Holies. Do not, under any circumstance, except to go on any outing with anybody, do not get in any car. Yes, I was given instruction. I was told they plan to put something in your drink. They want you to look like a drug addict as themselves. It was a detailed message enough that I knew the drug of choice they were considering. Now, if I'm saying it correctly, their plan was LSD. I have never engaged in drug activity. Never. But they began smear campaigns. On the internet. And said I was a drug addict. You see, part of the human trafficking protocol is to break you down. They organized it to such detail, extent, that Judas that I mistakenly married was instructed in how to emotionally abuse me. Was coerced on how to financially steal from me. Was assisted in psychically attacking me. You sent that curse to my household, invaded my privacy, my family life. Engaged in sexual acts with somebody who was a husband / hitman. Do you know what it took for me to heal? Confirmation, God. God, you never let me down. Not that you would care. You are a beast. Why would you care? The fact that you conducted black magic on me and had me under mind manipulation was no different than giving someone a pill in a cup to rape. You took my free will. And as I am annoyed to talk about this again, I was told someone out there needs my story. Someone out there needs to heal. Someone out there needs a voice. Because these human traffickers sit next to you in church. They preach to you. They claim they're healers. They give you prophetic word. They hide that they are hypocrites. They hide that they are rapists. They hide that they are pedophiles. They hide that they are killers. They hide that they are con artists. All of you know the list goes on. Confirmation. When you lie to a woman who comes to a place of employment, confirmation. And you tell her that a person owns the restaurant because that is what you were expected to deliver in order to keep me in a illusion. Who gives a F? I want to keep my man, his uncle. So I'm going to lie and be an accomplice to human trafficking and saying that he owns a restaurant that he doesn't own. He's the boss. Was that not what you uttered? I could remember that same man that you lied for. Would be talking about you in ways that would bring you to tears. How you was desperate running after his uncle. When he had other love interests. How you have no shame. How you're willing to accept any crap. And look at you now. An accomplice to a crime. Look at you now, having to answer, are there drug sales being done in the back of your restaurant, as that is what the Judas said? Look at you now. It was that same Judas who ignorantly mentioned how you were so deeply rooted in voodoo of the darkest vibration. Now, extensive as my vocabulary is, I never came across the word seance before crossing paths with him. That same place you're serving plates of food is the same place you're doing these demonic rituals, exposing that darkness to the community. His family now that wants to outcast him. Confirmation. that have him on block, that have changed phone numbers and addresses. Were once cheerleaders, guides, instigators. Liars. Giving false representation. False prophecies. Bum rushing. Someone who has yet to do you any harm. Now, because of your ignorance, your pea brain may determine the truth as harm. But in today's reality, the truth is the only way. I actually have more respect for those family members that did not have the audacity to speak to me one-on-one, even if it was over the phone. How could you? How could you have casualties and small talk? With someone you was burning candles on. Someone you was waiting on for her to die in order for you to gain. The fact that divination work was done on me, that you looked into my fortune without my permission, that you manipulated me with magic, that you coerced him to marry me, that you planned on benefiting from me. Let me read what human trafficking is for the ignorant. The trade of humans for the purpose of forced labor, confirmation, sexual slavery, or commercial sexual exploitations for the trafficker or others. Coven that you were others. Coven that you were others. Coven that you were. We need her energy. We need confirmation. We need her sacral chakra in order to manifest. You signed contracts with demonic entities. You were promised riches, fame, power, gifts for her soul. The trade of humans for the purpose of forced labor, sexual slavery, or commercial sexual exploitations for the trafficker or others. We need her womb to manifest. You need to engage in sex with her and come to us so we have orgies and exchange that manifestation energy. Purpose of sexual slavery or commercial sexual exploitation. If you give us money, we will let you into the deal. Give us money so we can pay these spiritual practitioners, so we can energy harvest off of her, so we can all avoid our earned karma. Purpose of sexual slavery or commercial sexual exploitation for the trafficker or others. Marry her. Steal her money. Allow her to do 3 jobs to support you, to pay for your legal fees. And as you steal the money, the beast collects. You buy bags. Designer is what you say they are. You buy red bottoms. You flaunt them on social media. You go on trips. And claim confirmation that you have the key to life. Is that right? Meanwhile, after getting enough money, your energy harvesting confirmation needed a boost. You signed up for my class to have an opportunity to propose, to go out for smoothies, to go out to do nails, to go out. I want to go out with you every day. I want us to hang together every day. I want to do everything like you. Now tell me, grown woman to grown woman, what vibe are you giving off? Why would I entertain that unless I was on that track? You were already sleeping with the Judas that you sent to be a burden and curse in my life. But in order for you to amp up the manifestations of a higher vibration, you had the audacity to propose that we hang out, that we be friends. Giving off energy I wasn't comfortable with. Looking at me in ways that I was disgusted. To the point I brought it to Judas's attention. I don't understand what this lady wants from me. She's just a student in my class, but she's calling me every single day. And I said, they don't pay me enough for this. Morning, noon, and night. You was on your vampire trip, wasn't you? Confirmation. In fact, you are all energy vampires. I noticed feeling drained. And I noticed Judas very different in demeanor. Whenever he had an opportunity to drain. Was that a smile I saw? When you see a grouchy man smile, you take note of that. You are all, let me repeat that, human traffickers. You have all participated in the trade of humans for purpose of forced labor, sexual slavery, or commercial sexual exploitation for the trafficker of others. What about those pictures you photoshopped? What about those sales you've made? Let me say this slowly for you. Purpose of sexual slavery or commercial sexual exploitation. Human trafficking. And you work with patients. These are the coven members. That work with church members. That work with patients. That work with children. That serve on boards. That claim to be judges. That anoint themselves as healers. I said anoint themselves. See, some of us are anointed by God. Others anoint themselves. Some of us had it in our birth charts. Others want to steal it. Let me tell you what your fate is. If you have not already contacted 1-800-CALL-FBI and share your version in its authenticity, confirmation. You have no one to blame but yourself when you get caught up being an accomplice. You see, someone that is already on their way to jail have nothing to lose. Confirmation. I've heard misery loves company. In fact, you don't even know if they told on you already. You don't even know if they're watching you already. Is your phone tapped? Is your internet safe? Are those conversations that you had the audacity to open a chat room for incriminating? Your gang stalking agendas? Isn't that illegal? Transactions and efforts to kill. Can that be exposed? Does social media have history? See, there are paper trails, like those orders you make stating these peculiar purchases that you make. Convince you about that witchcraft life. Can that be traced? You were so smart. You did your purchases online, ain't it? Oh, God. What a day, what a day. The day has come. To turn yourselves in. Everyone included. Will get what's coming. Now, I was reminded why I should keep this demeanor of being patient. You know, the story goes, as above, so below. Your judgment now, the unmasking of you demonic energies proves judgment has already been made above. In fact, in case you already forgot, it's only a matter of time because as above, so below. There's a spiritual jail. We know this. But there is also brick and mortar 3D jail. And y'all have some karmic debt to pay. And having I asked for justice and was confirmed that I will receive it, just know, I'm being told to say it again, just know, nothing has changed. with as above, so below. And with that, I will take us to the spread I have before me. The first card says, find the blessing in your current situation. The blessing is, I've learned many lessons. Lessons that I will never have to repeat. This experience has enabled me to be relatable to those that were exploited. Those that are not strong enough to speak for themselves. My blessing in this current situation is that others who hear this story will hesitate in taking part in human trafficking. My blessing is chosen ones will be reminded of the power of expression. Tell your stories. Strengthen the masses. Heal out loud. Bring them to justice. As above, so below. As above, so below. Next card is power of prayer. Can I tell you, prayer is what got me through this? If you didn't hear me, prayer is what got me through this. I was reminded God is in control. I was reminded of the universal law of balance. I was reminded at any given time, divine timing will give me justice. Let me remind you, I did not request partial justice. I did not request a tap on the hand. I did not request mercy. I requested full justice in its entirety. With interest. Don't get scared now. That moment of scared should have came to you when you was approached on taking part of human trafficking. That's when you should have been scared. Next card is priorities. You see, a lot of us get caught up because we don't have priorities. Our efforts are to fit in, to look a certain way, to keep up with the Joneses, even if it would require illegal activity. Even if a sacrifice would have to be made. Even if you was married to the woman that you were sacrificing. Even though that woman fed you, sheltered you, encouraged you, was there for you. Priorities. Your priorities were the secret societies, plural. I said plural. That you belong to. With objectives of wealth, fame, and power. Priorities. Love don't live there. Is that right? Next card is Beacon. Shine on. I am proud to say I made the choice because it is a choice. I made the choice to fulfill my soul's purpose, which is to live out loud. Share light on healing. And reached my greatest potential. Shine on. There are light workers out there that need to be reminded that it's time for your glow up. It will request self-expression. It will request authenticity. There is no negotiating when it comes to working and expressing the need for help. Because if you try to take this course alone, you won't make it. You must be open to invite God in your life. Open to build a connection with your guardian angel. Open to be led to the next right step. Everyone has an individual soul purpose. There will be those who try to get you off your path. Reason being, they already know what favor will come with aligning to your highest good. They never loved you. They were jealous of you. They cursed God. Just for favor in your life. Confirmation. They are undiagnosed but walking around with God complex. They wanted to rewrite your life's story. I'm here to remind you that you have authority to co-create your life in alignment with your soul's purpose. And highest good. Whatever curses they put on you, whatever traps they sent for you, whatever death spells they're working on, you're being reminded you have the authority to co-create your life's story. You are being given a gentle reminder as a light worker, it is a requirement for you to detach from all people, places, and things that do not align with your highest good. I understand you have been programmed under certain doctrines. With the misinterpretation and illusion of God's alignment with turning the other cheek. It is time you stand for justice. Even when the justice is being delivered to you. It is time to stand up for those you love. It's time to stand up and be brave, courageous, and sharp. Bowing down season was yesterday. Today, when faced with oppression, with exploitation, with discrimination, with pollution, you stand. You follow the guidance that you are being given. Pay attention. Messages are being sent to you 24/7. It requires your attention. You gain it from living a balanced life and disconnecting to all that carry low vibration. There will be those that approach you to try to pull you back. You are being tested. Those of you that fall back have failed. When the world turned, you got left back in your karmic cycle. Nothing can be done now. confirmation. Next card. Freedom. Wow. We were just speaking of freedom. Standing up to your oppressors. To those that want to abuse you. Whether it's stealing your money, or exploiting your body, or photoshopping your pictures, it's time for freedom. Let me tell you what freedom is. Freedom is the ability to stand in your truth. Did you hear me? The favor and ability to stand in your authentic truth. Speaking your mind, setting your boundaries, and ignoring the need for validation. You're not here to fit in. In fact, you're here to stand out. Ain't that something? The next card is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. As you free yourself and make decisions considering yourself, you increase value of self. Love yourself first. One day you will understand why I say that holds the key. Next card is meditate. There are many messages available to empower you, to free you, to give you justice. Go into meditation. You and God. Pay attention into what He is telling you. And for those of you that are more advanced, to what He is showing you. That information is priceless. It's faultless. Next card is adjacent possibilities. Through meditation, you will be awakened to adjacent possibilities on your journey. That will move you forward in evolving. And ascending. Next card is you are seeing the situation accurately. There are those who will try to mind manipulate you and convince you that you are overreacting. That your exploitation should be one that you take for the team. To prevent the cost of their transgressions. Let me be clear in relaying this message. God confirmation does not approve of that route. We are in a season of reset. A dawn of a new horizon. There are those who signed up to be karmic in essence. It was a choice. They must serve the time for the crime. Your progress requires truth, nothing less, nothing more. Your refusal to not align to the guidance that is given to you by God will be something you will never stop regretting. Speak now. Whether it is evidence in relation of gang stalking, of attempted murder, attempted kidnapping, robbery, rape, whatever cross you bared, you must speak the truth. We are raising this planet's vibration. It only can be done in the frequency of love. Love is the truth. God is love. Cleanse yourselves. Follow the guidance, the internal, not external, the internal guidance that you are downloading from your soul. I understand we are all on different vibrations. I also understand it is all connected. And it all together works for those who are God's own. If God reveres you as a child of his own, you will know. In fact, your behavior is what will help you know. Balance is the fruit of the universe. There are those that are called for a higher vibration. There are also those that are called for a lower vibration. We must respect that. And stay on track. Next card is emerging. Those of you that have come to realize that you are being called to be in your authentic nature. And aligning your path in your authentic truth will further emerge and serve as pioneers for the collective journey ahead. Those that have neglected themselves as a priority will be lost on the journey. Will be chasing you, copying you, wanting to be you. Continue to trust God is God. Continue to be stern about your boundaries. There are plans being done to get you bamboozled. The trickster spirit is on a mission. There will be those that come and say they come in love, with a knife behind their back. There will be others that wave, waiting for you to approach so they can attempt to shoot. As difficult as this is to digest, my God, I am witnessing someone choking out somebody. And then someone falling down. And the body is lifeless. Be careful. I said be careful. The illusion of reconciliation will come with a price. Is your soul on sale? I pray whoever that message was for, that you receive it and use it. Because it was a revelation in vision that saved my life. I'm honored for the opportunity, confirmation, to be given the gift of sight and given the opportunity to warn you. And I will further give you detail it was a man that was choking a woman. Confirmation. Now I'm seeing him sitting down socializing as if nothing occurred. No sign of remorse. Full of laughter. No evidence. Be careful. Okay. Some of us are very fortunate, right? Many hate those that obtain certain positions, not realizing you can't stand in that person's shoes. In fact, you can't even sit on her chair. The ability for her to fulfill the task of messenger requires 24/7 protection. In overload is what I just heard. When your life is not aligned to a certain vibration, confirmation. That lessens your protection. You have to pay the cost to what? See, being a liar would take you off that vibration, right? Creating stories in falsehood to break up what you thought was a marriage with potential would take you off that vibration. Stealing from your quote unquote wife putting her up for sacrifice would take you off that vibration. Being an accomplice to human trafficking would take you off that vibration. Have I been thorough? Your approval of who God designates as a teacher would not be adequate enough. Because you lack the vibration, right? As you heal You grow in rank. Your addictions will not have you at that vibration. Not respecting yourself sexually will not have you on that vibration. Confirmation. Confirmations are always on cue. Confirmation. Raping, molesting, any energy harvesting, would not have you on that vibration. So in your spirits of grandeur and in your complex of godhood, your opinion is irrelevant. Your approval doesn't matter. Your ego found his death. Confirmation, y'all. You are being called to spend more time nourishing your bodies with water. This is suggesting that some of you may be dehydrated. As you ascend, there will be a need for increase of water. Do not neglect your physical bodies. Pray over your water. Whether it is to drink or to bathe in. Pray. Not those demonic prayers. See, I'm speaking to my high vibrational family. Ask for whatever you need. Drink it and just believe. Continue it every day, all day. You will see a difference. Whether it is healing that you need, in areas of self-love, intuition, abilities to keep your head above water, whatever you request, if it is in alignment with your highest good. Do I need to say confirmation? Expect it. It will require your patience. But you are being reminded God is in control. Your timing does not have to be in alignment with His timing. In fact, He has foresight. He sees the blind spots. He hears the plots and strategies of those in opposition. So trust. It will be for your highest good. Co-signing that. Trust God. There are many of you that trust in family, in friends. In leadership. In the places of congregation. I didn't say worship because when it's being done in falsehood, it's just congregation. I know some of you have been healed. I know this because I am visioning two people hugging. And an angel overlooking. So, even if that required self-disclosure, that are at times misconstrued. I do it for God. And for what He has connected me in fulfilling. The last card is the perfect card. Confirmation. The angels are singing. The heavens are celebrating. The ancestors. I'm hearing confirmation. The ancestors are ecstatic. In fact, the vision I just had about these people hugging in joyous harmony could have been a representation I got that confirmation too. The last card, people, is Three of Cups. Celebration. Expansion. Masters. I began today's talk questioning why I was being asked to share my story. But one of my gifts comes through communication. And those of you with spiritual gifts understand. If you do not put them to use, they will fade away. In fact, when I first began to see things that were sometimes giving me anxiety, I began to tell God that I feel like I'm suffering because I'm being given dreams about when someone's going to die. When someone's going to get sick. When someone's in danger. And I feel like I'm suffering twice because I have the foreknowledge. And when it happens, I'm sympathetic. People, God's not going to force you to do anything. In fact, when I didn't appreciate the gift of seeing, I stopped seeing. For a long time. I've had the vision, the gift of vision. I was a kid, so I don't know, but between 5 and 7. But as a child, visions are not as problematic. Children don't go on overthinking, being worried, paranoid. You have a vision and you go play. That's how life was. But as you get to be an adult, you start overthinking. You start putting pieces together. Oh, this person's gonna die? You look at the person. Does he look sick? Is it next week? When is it gonna happen? How am I going to react? That's the cost of being an adult. You're processing and adjustments and abilities affect you differently. So even though I once pushed away the gift of vision, because God had a plan for me, He wasn't going to force me now. We all have free will. And this is why people get punished when they try to manipulate others and take away their free will. We're witnessing it. Am I right? But because He saved my life, with a dream and a vision, I embraced it. Had I not embraced it, I would not have the ability to surprise myself at times. There are times you need to look back and see where you came from, how much you've grown, how empowered you've become. Sometimes God speaks to you in very subtle ways, because there was one time I dreamt of seeing myself at a very, very old age, with gray hair. But what caught my attention is how gray it was. You see, some people, one of my favorite persons who've passed away, her hair was never all gray. It was salt and pepper. And she made it to her old age. So the fact that I saw myself with a lot of hair and gray hair, I believe he was telling me that one of the gifts I will be giving you is wisdom. Those of you who were born with gifts have your own stories. In fact, if you remember back as a child, certain things you used to imagine, I'm being told to tell you, they appeared to be imagination, but it was very real. There are those of you that question, what are my gifts? Think back to your childhood. There are messages there. Ask God to take away fear of the unknown and to protect you on your journeys inward. there's a lot to discover. In fact, some of you that suffer from low self-esteem, just be encouraged. Wherever you are on your journeys, understand it is one day at a time. And all you're accountable for is today. Don't pressure yourselves. And I'm being led to tell you, don't compete with others. And have gratitude for your growth. Because you have different lessons. There are lessons you're going through that the next person already passed. As I've shared before, life is a journey and a school. And we're here to learn. And as we learn, we get promoted. Eventually, to leadership. Appreciate the journey. The focus is not the destination. Be humble and confident. I'm also being led to tell you that some of you feel the quote I've been saying, yes, confirmation. Some of you feel that it would be helpful for you to say that positive self-talk. And if you feel led to say it, I encourage you to say it. I'll leave you with it, as a matter of fact. I'll say it 3 times. Because sometimes we need to remind ourselves who we are. Not who they box us in to be. Not who they manipulated us to be. Not who they victimized us to be. Victors are teachers. And so those of you who feel a pull to say it with me, you are welcome to do so. I am who I am. in the eyes of God. Nothing more, nothing less. I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more, nothing less. I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more, and certainly nothing less. I wish you healing, encouragement, and promise. Peace out.